Hello, I am Chaitanya Davé. I am a social and political activist and an environmentalist. I live in California, USA for last many years. I am going to talk today about boycotting China. This video is addressed to my brothers and sisters and sons and daughters, millions of them, of India, and to 18 million strong Indians living abroad in America, Europe, Africa, and other countries. Before 1962, India and China had good friendly relations. Nehru thought China was a good friend of India, and the Chinese soldiers across the border were shouting Hindi Chini bye bye. But in October 1962, China stabbed India in the back. China invaded India. That war lasted 1 month. Many Indian soldiers were killed, and India was highly unprepared at that time. And then there was ceasefire. But China gobbled up several thousand square kilometers of Indian territory and is still holding it. Then in 2017, there was a conflict between China and India in the Ladakh area, which was in Doklam Pass at the border between Bhutan, India and China. And Doklam Pass means China went further into Bhutan territory, disputed territory towards Bhutan, and started building some roads. And India, having a defense treaty with Bhutan, India is in charge of Bhutan's defense and foreign affairs. So India invaded and stopped Chinese from coming into Bhutan and building roads. Then in June of this year, 2020, China came into Galwan Valley of Ladakh area to build roads as usual, and India pushed them back. India went with many soldiers and bulldozers and trucks and pushed them back. So there was a fight between the two armies, and 20 Indian soldiers were killed, as all of you know. And there were casualties in Chinese side, but they are not declaring it. China is a totalitarian state, by the way. You know that. So what does all that show you? All that shows you is that the China is no friend of India. We must remember that. Now there is a good sized trade between India and China. India imports a lot of things from China. China accounts for 14% of India's imports. Between 2018 and 19, India-China trade amounted to $87 billion. India imported some $70 billion worth goods from China and exported only $16.5 billion worth goods from India. In other words, India's trade deficit with China that year was $53.5 billion. India imports 4 times more from China than exports. We are losing billions of dollars to China, which China uses to build up its military and attack India. India imports wide variety of goods from China: chemicals, automotive components, consumer electronics, pharmaceuticals, toys, sporting goods, electrical machinery, clocks and watches, medical ingredients, furniture, mattresses. Now this is critical. 70% of India's drug intermediary, ingredients of drug manufacturing, is imported from China, which is very dangerous. India's top imports from China are electronics products, organic chemicals, nuclear machinery, computer parts, car and motorcycle parts. So we are importing all these things from China. Now, because of this latest conflict, India and its people have realized that China is no friend of India. So thank God currently there is a boycott movement in India, boycotting Chinese goods. All across India people are burning, there are bonfires of Chinese goods, which is very nice, very good thing to do. Maharashtra government has cancelled contracts worth several thousand crore rupees with China. Prime Minister Narendra Modi's government has banned 59 Chinese apps including TikTok. And some of these apps are being replaced by Indian apps. India has a vast number of educated young people. India is a very young country. Why can't we have our own apps? Many, many. India is very clever in computer technology. Well, if we keep this boycott movement going, which we should, there will be some consequences. Every boycott movement you have to bear some pain. There will be scarcity of product, delay of getting the products, the price of the products will rise. But every patriotic Indian should look at the product, see where it came from. If it is manufactured in China, it should not buy it, should discard it. Try to find a replacement. Now, as I told you that China is no friend of India. China has its eyes in many parts of Indian territory. What we should do is slowly start reducing our dependence on Chinese products. Best thing to do is to start manufacturing products ourselves, indigenously, what we are importing from China. Chinese philosopher Confucius has said that 1,000-mile journey starts with first step. Well, we should learn from that. We should start now, replacing Chinese products. And if we can't replace them with Indian products, we should start importing products from friendly countries, countries who are proven friends of India. Countries such as United States, Vietnam, Japan, Taiwan, South Korea, Philippines, Singapore. All these countries will be very happy to send products to India. So we should start doing that. Boycott movement is not new to India. Mahatma Gandhi ji had shown to the world during the freedom struggle. He inspired the whole nation to boycott British goods because British had destroyed Indian cottage industry, manufacturing cloth, and dumped British-made cloth into India, making billions of dollars and destroying the whole lives of millions of Indians. As you know, the British Raj at the end of its empire in India had stolen $45 trillion from India. That is why Britain is rich and India is poor. That is the main reason, one of the main reasons. Every patriotic Indian should avoid Chinese product. Another boycott movement was shown to the world by Japan. Japan was bombed by United States with atom bomb, very immoral act, killed 250,000 Japanese civilians. In 1940s, and then America invaded Japan and took over the country for a few years. So Japanese people, what they did, they stopped buying anything American. It was not a declared policy, but silently, privately it was understood. For many decades they did not buy any American goods. They were very smart. They imported American camera, American car, American TV, made far better product and started selling it to America and other countries. Japan became a developed nation by 1960. So every Indian businessman, I appeal to you, don't import any Chinese product. I appeal to every Indian, young and old, please don't buy Chinese products. Avoid them. Even if you have to pay a little bit higher price. And I appeal to every Indian living abroad, 18 million strong. The largest number of people from one country living abroad is from India. They are about 18 million. They are educated, skilled, and wealthy. And all of us living abroad should stop buying Chinese made products as far as possible. So we all should be united. All the people should be united. All the Indians living abroad should be united and support people of India. And we should continue aggressively boycotting Chinese goods. Jai Hind. Thank you very much.